evening everybody, Car Biker here. Just behind big 3035. It doesn't look that big. It's about as big as this bike. Pretty cool though. I'm going to do a Tower of Babble video tonight. I say I'm going to do one, I don't know if I'm going to do one or not, to be honest. The secret behind the Tower of Babble is that I really, I don't know. I mean, as you probably guessed, I make it up as I go along, but then again I do that with all my vlogs as well. But with the Tower of Babble, I kind of just say good evening or good morning or whatever it might be, and I'm going to do a Tower of Babble and see what comes out on my way to or from work. Leaves, glorious leaves. Glad to get away. Just leaving work. Absolute horrible day today. Very rare that it happens. I do like what I do. I love the technical aspect of it. I love coding, love developing software. It's my version of art, because I'm rubbish at art. Absolutely hopeless at creative, but I can be creative, but using a technical skill, which requires less creativity, but you get an end product out of it that you've made up out of nothing but numbers, nothing but bits and bytes and typing on a screen. It's wonderful. But then again, sometimes you have those days where nothing works. I think I'm feeling the stress of it because I've actually had 3 days in a row now where I've achieved nothing at all, because it's just been meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting and no actual working. So I have to use my release, which is the bike. It's amazing, within 5 minutes of getting on the bike, all that stress, all just gone. Oh, it's lovely. Is everybody else like that? I suppose if it's the other way around, if you get on a bike and you suddenly start feeling stressed, then maybe motorcycling is not for you. Filtering, filtering, filtering along. Ah, you've heard it before. These cyclists have very bright lights nowadays. I have a very bright light on my bicycle. It's got super bright LEDs, as they call them. And if I recall correctly, it has 53 super bright LEDs. But I kind of point them downwards. I don't understand this idea of cyclists pointing the lights upwards. So they're so bright. I mean, they're brighter, some of them, than car headlights, so they dazzle you as you come along. And I don't know, I mean, it's not quite target fixation, but it certainly makes you wonder where the road goes if it's a road you don't use a great deal. Maybe it's my old eyes, I'm starting to prefer the lit roads to the unlit ones. But then again, I don't think motorbike headlights are much cop, to be honest. I think they're a bit limited in the brightness, which is why I can't see these deep drain hole covers coming up. Got them two, or rather missed those two. Filter, everybody needs to filter, 'cause when you filter you get home quick. Thank you, nice man in an Audi. It's difficult, that one, isn't it? You see, as you're riding along and you get people pulling out on you and cutting you up and trying to stop you filtering. I don't know if it's a majority or not, seem to be in BMWs and Audis and Mercedes. Now, is that a majority because that's the type of cars people drive nowadays? Because you do see quite a lot of good drivers in Mercedes and Audis and what have you as well, BMWs. So maybe it's perception and not reality. I did hear that the BMW 3 Series is now more popular than the Ford Mondeo in this country. People like a badge. Petrol, I'm in dire need of petrol, 'cause without petrol I won't get home. probably shouldn't burn it quicker like that, really. Thank you, nice man in a Mitsubishi. Behind a Skoda now. Skoda diesel by the smell of it. Why did people believe that diesel cars were cleaner? I know we've got all this stuff coming out now that Volkswagen and therefore Audi and Skoda and Seat and probably half of the cars manufacturer in the world have been cheating on their emissions test. But why did anybody believe that a car that when you start it belches out black smoke, and when you're behind them every time they accelerate hard they belch out black smoke? Why did anybody believe that those were cleaner? I don't think I could get away with that one when I was a kid. Clean your room. It's clean. It's covered in black. Well, it's clean black. It's Volkswagen black. Yep, definitely getting on the bike gets rid of those stresses of the day. I feel a little bit more stress disappear every time I pass a car, every time I'm one closer to home. Whee! Thank you! Gorgeous night as well. I've got my heated grips on, which is helping, but it's a lovely night. These heated grips are amazing. I mean, I've said before, there's no way I'd have a bike now without heated grips on. In winter, fantastic. In autumn, like it is now, pretty damn good. But even in summer, on a summer night, you know, if you're out late at night and it starts to get a bit cooler, even then, just on the bottom setting, just keeping your hands nice and toasty. I've still got my summer gloves on, and I'm quite happy with my half power, 50% power. I have to say though, even on 50% power, sometimes I get too hot. They seem to start not quite burning you, but definitely uncomfortably hot. So you have to go and just pop a hand off, let that cooling air just cool off the grips, and then nice and toasty again. Do you know what? Somebody asked the other day, I think it was Northern Vlogger was saying about what's your favourite bike mod? And I think I said exhaust. And then I thought, hang on, no. And maybe it's because I'm getting old, I don't know. I've got standard exhaust on this, I'm quite happy with it, to be honest. For a tourer, I don't think you need it to be too loud because you're going to be going distance, aren't you? But I love my Arrow cans on my 750, which is more a hoon bike, as Kev might say. But do you know what? I think my favourite mod, really, is heated grips. Although I do want to try heated clothing for the winter. I think that sounds splendid. This is where cars normally crowd up and try and merge in, and everyone gets a bit uppity and doesn't let you merge, and have lots of tooting and anger. Here you go, look. So the Volkswagen was trying to get in, and the other Volkswagen decided he was definitely going to block him. No such problem on the motorcycle. Bumpy white lines. Got to watch out for these trucks. The big articulated ones. Because we have the porter cabins around here. And sometimes when the articulated lorries aren't very well lit up, you only realise at the very last minute that it's actually overhanging each side of the trailer by a good few feet. Could probably duck and go under it, which would be very Evel Knievel, but possibly not very safe. And I'd have to change my underwear afterwards. Colt Seavers. Was it Colt Seavers? Was that the stuntman? What was that programme called? To watch it on a Saturday night. The guy who was a stuntman and a bounty hunter. Can't remember the name of the program. I think it was Colt Seavers was the character. Somebody hopefully put that in the comments. The Fall Guy. Haha. The Fall Guy. One of our Saturday night staples. The Fall Guy, the A-Team, Alf. When the wind blows. All this time I've been talking about my heated grips. And then you find a cyclist in shorts. I must just be a wuss. This caravan, I think it's a Rodius or a Modius. I can't remember what it's called. If you've got one, I kind of apologise for what I'm about to say, but to be fair, you deserve it because you've got one. So, I mean, you might have won it in a competition or something, and presumably it's a booby prize, but I think it's quite possibly the ugliest car you can buy. I won't say it's the ugliest car ever, because there have been quite a lot of ugly cars in the past, but this thing is quite impressive. It's almost like some designer saw 3 or 4 cars and thought, I like them, but they've only asked me to design one, and I want to use styling cues for all of them. From all of them, I should say. It's like they've built a car, like a people carrier, and then stuck an extension on the end, a little lean-to on the back. It's the ugliest thing I think you can buy. And it turns out you can buy it new, which is really weird. I think it's the Rodius or something like that. Ugh. Ah, no, if you got one, it's practical, blah, blah, blah. Practical, for those who don't know, is a code word for boring. And before anyone comes in with, yeah, but you can get the children in the back. You can get the children in the back, in case you don't know, is a code phrase for boring. And anyone who says, yeah, but you can get all your stuff in the back and you can pull a caravan and go on a caravan holiday. Well, you don't need, I don't need to finish that one off, do I? Now we'll be in trouble. I remember meeting up with Mad Max, Chaz and Tiff at Bike and Car Show, and I said that I thought caravans were boring. Oh, I got in trouble. I got in trouble. This may be the first time I ever get to go through the Das Junction of Doom in this direction without having to stop first. That's awesome. I always seem to have to stop there. Well, I think that's possibly enough random twaddle for a Tower of Babble video. If it is, and you've got this far, what's wrong with you? But either way, thank you for watching. Ride safe, everyone, and I'll talk to you all again soon.